let's talk about the doctors threatening to abandon post at the Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital. Now, a story here on citynewsroom.com says, doctors at Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital and other medical workers have threatened to abandon their duties to search for new accommodation after private developers took over their current residences. Now, a crucial meeting is currently underway among the health workers to address the accommodation challenges. Now, allegedly, given a weak ultimatum by the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council to vacate the existing residences, the medical workers, particularly those affiliated with Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital, claim they are being evicted from their bungalows, which have purportedly been sold to private developers. Now, Dr. Pakwesi Beidou, the Ashanti Regional President of the Ghana Medical Association, emphasized in an interview with Citi News that the meeting's outcomes will guide their next course of action. Now, let me read you this quote. You will notice that a lot of our staff live 15 to 20 minutes away from the hospital, and all of a sudden, people will come and ask you to move from your place because it has been sold to them. And we took that issue up and we met with Menchia on it. But it was agreed that a new place will be prepared to move us there. But before you can take possession of the land, they have disregarded that with impunity, and so we are meeting this morning. We will all leave the hospital to go look for accommodation because we don't have a place to sleep. Joan, what is your take on what's going on here? Medical staff have been basically, per this story, thrown out of their residences, and so they need to figure that out before they can have the peace of mind to function at work.
Yeah. You know, this issue is not just sensitive, but if you are a Ghanaian, you should be worried. We find ourselves in a time where economically people are suffering, citizens are struggling to survive. And then the officers who, at least when we go through all the headaches and the challenges that this government has put us through due to the mismanagement of the economy and all the difficulties we are facing, the people who are supposed to help us are also threatening. They are going to give up their work. I think that every Ghanaian should be worried. How did we get here? To the point where medical officers do not even have, people who are sacrificing their lives, essential service providers such as medical officers, are finding it difficult to find a place to lay their heads. I think it is sad, and I will only appeal because, like I stated earlier, it is a very sensitive issue. We'll appeal to them and also appeal to those who are, responsible for ensuring that these medical officers have a place to lay their heads. To have some conversation, to sit down, some conversation should go on.
Yeah.
And we are pleading with the medical officers. They have an oath, and their oath is to save lives. And we understand where they find themselves. But there should be some conversation, a national conversation, to ensure that at the end of the day, whatever it is that they are looking for, whatever they are asking for, is given to them in order for lives, to be saved.
All
that
right.
is what I have to say in relation to.
All right.
I believe this is a specific hospital case. That's the Komfo Anokye doctors. So every hospital has its administrative processes. And these doctors have actually been located these houses in which they live. If you have a doctor in your life, as in you're married to one, you know one, my sibling and my younger sister and her husband are both doctors. you realize that a place to lay your head is one of the things you do not compromise with.
Yeah.
Because they work so long.
Yeah.
And they are basically tired by the end of their shift.
Yeah.
And they need a place to sleep and rest. And they are not just coming home to sleep. Most of them come home and they are still on call.
Yeah.
In case there's an emergency. So I mean, when issues of health officials, healthcare people come up, I'm very, very particular about it because they need to take care of themselves well to be able to take care of the rest of us.
Yeah.
You get sick or get into a situation where you need a doctor. That is when you realize that there are things you don't play with. This case of the Komfo Anokye doctors, I'm wondering how come it got to this point.
Yeah.
How come? What is it? Who is selling off their houses?
Their houses.
That's what we should be asking. Who is that? Who is doing that?
Yeah.
And how come the hospital administration have sat down for this to get to this level, where the doctors have to complain about this?
Yeah.
And they are threatening a strike. As much as I would beg them practically to not go on strike, because when they go on strike, people die, we still should not take their welfare. I mean, we should take it seriously. So when a doctor is tired, a doctor is tired. And a tired doctor can kill you. And a doctor who is not well rested can kill you.
Totally.
I have very personal experiences with going through surgery where issues have happened. And if it hadn't been for the fact that my doctors were alert and they were of sound mind, I'm sure by now they have sang about with me for me long ago. So please, we should look at these things. It's heartbreaking.
Let me just give a little context here. It says that the Ashanti Regional Minister, Simon, stated that the new facilities are being constructed for the affected government workers, refuting claims of forceful eviction and assuring that the relocation is aimed at improving working conditions for the employees. Now I quote, a portion of state lands within Danyame and Inshaeso have been ceded to Menchia, and as a result, we have to relocate all government workers that live within that area. Some of the structures are sited on maybe an acre plot of land, and in such instances, we demolish it and build more buildings to enable us to have enough spaces for the workers. So it looks as if
the regional minister has explained, but I do not agree with his explanation. Yes, they want to build new houses for them. No problem. It's a good idea. But between now and when those buildings are built, where should the doctors sleep?
Yeah, exactly.
So get them apartments. I mean, should that be difficult?
Yeah. They shouldn't have to go
They
looking
shouldn't
for,
have to. That's
especially
my point.
when they already did that and they have spaces.
They shouldn't go
head.
through this. So yes, the lands have been ceded, and it's by law, as you know. If you don't make use of the land, you give it back to the owners. So the doctors on it, yes, the other government workers are important. I agree, but they don't save lives. The doctors save lives. So why should the doctors complain?
Okay.
I mean, this is something I do not want us to even. We don't have to stretch it. Regional minister, I beg you, find. The doctors, I don't think they are up to 100.
Okay.
I do not think so. But even if they are up to 100, find a place for them. Kumasi is big enough. You can find an apartment for them. Let them move in there. Let them have peace of mind to take care of their people. While we wait for you to finish building whatever it is you are building.
To add to what Ellen had just said, before we even got here, a place should have been,
I agree,
provided for them. But who is this private developer in the first place? Pressure on them, because the minister has come to say the issue of eviction is non-existent. But the doctors are also, their CEO their spokesperson has come to speak that there's pressure on them to relocate. The minister is also who is saying the truth. Definitely the doctors will not be lying, because it is they that the pressure is on them. So like we have stated earlier, we are pleading they should do the needful and ensure that the doctors find a place to live.
All right.